No, these are 6 things that they do for confusion. As far as I know, it's 6. And major things. They might do a number of small things, that I haven't recognized to cause confusion. But it's 6 basic things. Now, this is not in the textbook. I've been talking about it for years, and I intend to put it in an updated, expanded version of the textbook. But it's racial classification confusion. Now, you got a little bit more of that going on now with some recent incident of a white lady saying that she was black. That's racial classification confusion.
Okay.
All right. Second, racial dislocation confusion. Now, they have had this all the time, meaning keep those squatters moving. In other words, if people are non-white, keep them moving. Why? They have found out from experiments, from experience, that if you keep people moving all the time, everything from people going across the desert trying to find a way to get some food, some clothing, some shelter, some jobs, or people trying to cross an ocean and their babies falling into the water and whatnot, turning over. That's dislocated people. They are not stable. They're trying to find a place where they can go, where no one is trying to harm them.
Right. Okay.
Right. Also, dislocation means you have your things sitting out on the sidewalk.
Okay.
All right. Now, you might have done that about 3 years before then. See, the white supremacists, when it comes to black people, keep those black people moving.
People moving. What's the third thing?
The third thing is racial population tailoring confusion. In other words, don't let the population in any particular place get too big. It becomes difficult to handle.
So you tailor it, huh?
Yeah, so you tailor that population. You have all kinds of ways. You spread disease.
Okay.
All right? That's one way of getting rid of some people.
Yeah, like Ebola or
something like that. Right.
Yeah.
Or you just hand out guns to 50% of the population, and you don't give the other 50% any guns.
Okay.
Or you give them all guns and let them go at each other. So you make sure that you tailor their minds so that they are mad at each other. They are gangsters and all like that. I want to be a gangster.
Right.
Okay, now when you get to be a gangster and get your credentials, who are you going to gangster against?
Yeah, street
cred.
Well,
those are black people. That's all I ever see you do.
Yeah.
All right? So, big deal. That's all a part of the racist scheme.
Number 4?
Okay? Number 4 is racial sexual confusion.
Wow.
So now you got trans this and trans that and trans that. Then you mix that trans gender confusion with trans racial confusion. Now you got the package that you was aiming for in the beginning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They started off with transgender, but I've been telling people for years, oh yeah, that looks like that's mundane. That's, we all have people who are, what you call bisexual or trisexual. Even among black people, we all got them in our family. If we are not those ourselves, okay? So we say, well, that's no big deal. But you got to think about what the racists intend to do with that. So they mix the transgender with the transracial.
Wow.
See, now they got maximum confusion,
Maximum.
which is what they want.
Right.
Okay? Now, you go to number 5, racial showcasing confusion.
What's that?
That's putting a few black people, all black faces that used to be to the back. We want them down front now. Okay? Put black faces down front on a whole bunch of stuff that the white supremacists are going to be doing in the back. But you have a black face up front. Now that makes black people get mad at the black people who are up front.
Right.
But it's the white supremacists who are back behind the
curtain.
Orchestrating
the whole thing, yeah.
Yes.
Puppet master.
So that causes confusion, and it also causes black people to start attacking each other, and the racists are back behind the wall just cracking their sides laughing. Say, we got them again. I mean, these people are the dumbest creatures you'll ever see because they can't catch on to nothing. All right?
Okay,
then you go to number 6. Racial white sacrifice confusion.
White sacrifice?
Yes. Meaning, when you drive down the street and you look out your car window, you see some white people on park benches. You see some white people who are out there barefooted in the wintertime. And you see some white people walking around talking to themselves and whatnot and don't have anything. I mean, and you say, oh, racism is over because look, you got white people who are poor. You got white people that don't have anything. You got white people who are suffering, just like black people. So it's not racism. It must be something else. No, the white supremacists operate on a percentage basis. They know that, and they even put in position in the path of danger a certain segment of white people. They'll just pick out white people, so to speak, and just throw them under the bus. This is to distract non-white people to thinking that racism doesn't exist.
Yes.
But they do it on a percentage basis. See, for every 10,000 black people that they kill, they'll kill 10 white people. And say, see, it's not about race. I mean, people just out here killing people. That's all it is. See, but it's always the black people who are the greatest number of people suffering. Okay. That's the way they operate.